Assalamu alaikum. I am going to repeat each word for 50 times with its meaning. You all have to watch and listen it carefully and it will automatically be memorized by you. So let's start with the first word asrid. Asrid shop, asrid shop, asrid shop, asrid shop, asrid shop, acid sharp, 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 acid sharp. Second word is boorish. Boorish ill-mannered, 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 ill-mannered, boorish 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 ill-mannered. Third word is cynical. Cynical, believe that people act on selfish motives. 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 Cynical, cynical, believe that people act on selfish motives. 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 Fourth word is epistle. Epistle या epistle, epistle, epistle letter, 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 epistle letter. Lens sphere. Fifth word, lens. Lens sphere. 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 Lens sphere, 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 lens sphere. Respite break. Sixth word is respite break. Respite break, 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 respite break. Respite break, 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 respite break. Respite break, respite break, respite break, respite break, respite break, respite break. Terse brief. Terse concise, 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 terse concise. Terse concise, 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 terse concise. Terse concise, 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 terse concise. Obscure, difficult to understand, 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 obscure, difficult to understand. Herzai against orthodox opinion. 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 Last word is poignant, strongly affecting emotion. 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 Poignant, strongly affecting emotions. Poignant, strongly affecting emotion. 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 Poignant, strongly affecting emotions. Poignant, strongly affecting emotion. Poignant, strongly affecting emotions. Poignant, strongly affecting emotion. 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 Poignant is 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 strongly affecting emotions. Poignant is strongly affecting emotion. Poignant is strongly affecting emotion. Poignant is strongly affecting emotion. So finally we have completed the list of 10 words and repeating each for 50 times. Hope you all like it, and if you like it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe in order to get notification for upcoming video like this. Thank you.